Good morning everyone and welcome along to today's session, which is an online live training, and it's an introduction to online live training delivery. So this morning we're going to cover exactly what online live is. So you might have asked yourself the question, what is online live? It's often referred to as OLL, and it's an instructor-led training course that takes place in a classroom hosted in the cloud. So it's like a normal bit of teaching, of training delivery, with a trainer that will be with you the full duration of your course, the only difference being that it's taking place online rather than in a physical classroom. So what we're going to cover on this short session is know how to communicate in the online live environment, demonstrate communication in the online live environment, and that will involve you guys being involved, and then see the core features of the online live environment. And what we'll do there is we'll have a little bit of a play with the tools that will often be used as part of a traditional online live training course. So getting straight into it with the communication, the most common way of communicating, and the main way that we encourage people to communicate is via voice. So you've all been given a headset with an integrated microphone, and Baltic provide that for you, and that's how you will broadly communicate during your courses. Very much if you were in a normal classroom, we would talk to one another, and that's what we like to do within this environment as well. We have an online chat or instant messenger, and this is ideal for quick answers, short, snappy interactions. So if your trainer is looking for a yes or no, it'll more than likely be in the chat. If they ask you an open question where they expect you to give a more detailed answer, that's where we would want you to come on the microphone, and that's the differences between the two methods. The third use of communication is emojis and icons, and in the course of a day, you will use particularly the green tick icon that you can see there a lot. It's used for gaining understanding, it's used for being able to move the session on. It's also a chance for you as the learner to be able to show that you're not sure of something. So if your trainer says, give me a green tick and we'll move on, if you select the red cross, the trainer knows that they might need to redress something or answer another question. So just a very brief explanation of these. The raise hand, I would like to think is self-explanatory, but if you've got a question or you need to gain the attention of the trainer, click the raise hand. If you do that, the trainer gets a notification on their screen. So Jack, if you click that button, it would tell me straight away, Jack's raised his hand, and I know that I need to address something with you. The green tick to show agreement, like I say, is used a lot. The red cross to disagree will often be used when a person isn't ready to move on or needs further clarification on something. The step away icon, so if you're in the middle of a session and you need to take a comfort break, use the step away icon, and the trainer knows that you're not there. They won't ask you a question because they wouldn't get a response. Similarly, if you go for a scheduled break or lunch, use the step away icon, and then the trainer knows that when you're back, you'll take that status off, and he knows that you can move on with your day. The others, I think, are quite self-explanatory. So speak louder if the trainer sounds quiet or you can't hear very well. Speak softer if they're speaking too loudly. Speed up and slow down. So it's quite easy when you're on this online live delivery to get a little bit carried away, and you might speak a little bit too quickly, might need to repeat something, so you might want someone to slow down. The laughter, there can often be jokes on online live, and especially if you're using the microphone communication, you're having a good bit of banter, you might find it appropriate to use that laughter icon. And then the applause, if somebody does something that you feel is worthy of applause, that's there as well. Like I say, they're all quite self-explanatory, but they're good tools to use, again, for a quick, do you understand, do you need something additional, do you need the trainer to do something, and that's what they're there for. So just as a little test, we're going to go through and use them. So if everybody can click on the person with their hand raised, click on that icon next to him and select a green tick for me, please. Lovely. If you can click on that again and select the clear status, and if you can all choose a different icon of your choice. That's great. Thank you very much. So if you can clear your status again, please. Okay, what I'd like you all to do now is type in the chat box. And if you can all type, the colour of my chat is ... Okay, that's lovely. So you can see there the colour of your chat, and everybody's is black. So in the top right hand corner of that chat pod, there's sort of 4 lines and an upside down triangle. That's the pod options button. If everybody can click on that and change the colour of their chat, please. There's an option that says my chat colour, and you can change it. So I'm going to give you some colours. So if Beth, you can go red. Jack, if you could go orange. Carl, if you can go green. Lucy, if you can go purple. And Luke, if you can go blue, please. And then type the colour of my chat is ... again. Just one more. There we go. So you can see here now, everybody's chat is a different colour. And you might be thinking, why have you got me to do that? So as a trainer, if I'm seeing things in the chat box and I'm asking for a quick, snappy yes, no, maybe, quick 1-2 word answers, if I'm just seeing grey or black all the time, it's going to be hard for me to differentiate who said what. Whereas if the chats are different colours, I can see the differences coming through every time, and it's just a tiny little trick that makes it easier as a trainer delivering online live, and it's something that I would encourage all participants to do. There was a limited range of colours there. I think there's 8 colours to choose from. So normally we run a class with 12 people, so a couple of them may be duplicated, but if I can see 2 greens and 2 blues and 2 pinks, it's better than all black. So that's just another little function in there of when you're using the chat. The next thing I would like you to do is come onto the mic, and what we'll do is we'll do this one by one. Everybody use the mic function so that we can chat, and I'm just going to ask you to tell me 3 things. So if you can tell me your full name, where you were born, and something personal. So we'll start with Beth. So I'm going to enable your mic, Beth. So Beth, your mic's now live. If you can come on and tell me those 3 things, please.
Hi, my name's Beth. I was born in Britain.
Oh, Beth, you went a little bit quiet. Can you say that again, please?
Yeah. Hi, my name's Beth. I was born in Bristol and I went round travelling Thailand last year.
Wow, excellent. Oh, that's nice. I've been to Thailand. It was beautiful. I loved it. It was so good. Very humid though.
Yes, it's very warm there.
Yeah, very warm. I don't have much hair left, but what I had left was very frizzy
Oh, yeah.
the whole time I was there. Yes, but it was great. Thank you very much. Okay, Jack, I've made your microphone live, so if you can come on again, name, where you were born, and a little personal fact.
Hello, my name's Jack Hobbs. I was born in Darlington and I've got a level 5 distinction in skiing.
Wow, that's impressive. I've never been skiing. It's something I've always wanted to do and never been able to, never had the opportunity. So that's very interesting and very impressive. Thank you very much. Okay, Luke, if I can unmute your mic, and if you can tell me those three things about yourself, Luke.
Hi, I'm Luke Martin. I was born in Lincolnshire and I live 30 seconds away from the sea.
That's nice. Whereabouts?
A place called Skegness. I live about 30 minutes away from there in a little village called Sandylands.
Right. Ah, lovely. I don't know Sandylands, but I have been to
Everyone knows
Skegness.
Skegness more than they know Lincolnshire as a county.
Yeah, that's so true. That is very true. I used to live in Nottingham and went to Newark, and I knew a few people from Lincoln, so I know Lincolnshire, but definitely know Skegness more so, without a doubt. Thank you. So we've looked at how we communicate using Online Live. In addition to what we've just done, there are core features that helps the training experience. So we'll run through those. So I am now taking you through a presentation, and you can see that on the screen. We've changed slides and there's prompts, much like any training course would have. In addition, we have interactive whiteboards, and within the whiteboard there are various tools. And we also have what we call polls, which are good for gauging opinion or gauging how much knowledge has been absorbed and taken in. And we have a file share. So what we're going to do is go through each of those now, and we'll have a little bit of a play. So I'm going to get the whiteboard on the screen. So on the left hand side of the whiteboard there are various tools. There's a selection, there's a pen, there's a text option, and you can draw shapes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to very quickly demonstrate it, and then I would like you guys to have a play. So I'm just going to type my name on the screen, and then what I can do is I can select that, and I can move it around. I can do things with it. I can manipulate it. I could potentially change its color. I could do all sorts with it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let you have a play. So you can all jump on at the same time and work collaboratively on the whiteboard. So if you can just have a play with the functions and let me see what you come up with, please. Oh, someone's using the pen. Lovely. So Lucy, I could see that you typed your name behind the hello and you've moved it. That's really good. We've got some shapes, a smiley face. Wow, a Christmas tree. I am impressed. Okay, so at various points throughout your training, you might be asked to use the whiteboard, and it's often something where you share ideas, or the trainer asks you what you already know about something, and it might be put on the whiteboard. It can be used for lots and lots of things within a training session. So that's really good that you've mastered that so quickly. That's brilliant, thank you. Another feature that we can use, as I've already said, is polls. So I've put a couple of dummy polls on here. So I'm going to let the first poll be live. So the first one is, what did you have for breakfast this morning? So if you could select the most relevant option within there, please. And when you've put your option on the poll, give me a green tick. Excellent. Thank you very much, everyone. So I'm going to end the poll, and we can now see the results that 20% of the group had cereal, 20% had toast, nobody had a fry up, 40% had something else, and 20% had nothing. So when you're training, that will probably be a technical question, and there'll be a multiple choice answer for you to select from, and that will allow the trainer to see who's understood something, who's taken it in, who isn't. It'll give them an idea of what they might need to focus on in another session. Okay, and then a different type of poll, so very similar, but the dogs are the best pets. And if you can give me an answer on there, I'm going to clear your status and then give me a green tick when you have selected that option. Okay, so we'll have dog lovers and dog haters. I'm going to end the poll there. So thank you very much for that. So hopefully you all know how to use the polls, and you get an idea of how that will be used. The final thing that we're going to look at today is the file pod. So below the two polls, there's a pod named files, and I've just put one file in there, which is today's presentation that we're going through. So if you click on an introduction to OLL, you will then at the bottom have a download file box that becomes available. So can you all download that file, save it to your desktop or wherever you want to on your machine, and then give me a green tick when you've downloaded that file, please. It's looking good. So we've got 4 out of the 5 have been able to download, 5 out of 5. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so they are the core features. There are other features of Online Live, but these are the main things that you'll be using when you're on our training courses. So presentation is what we're going through now. The interactive whiteboard and the tools is where you've got to draw and type and put shapes on there. The polls, so we'll ask you different types of questions. And then the file share for anything that the trainer feels is relevant for you to download and take away with you. So we're going to do a very quick session review. So following this session, you should know how to communicate in the Online Live environment. So we've got the chat box, we've got the emojis, and we've got speaking to one another. Demonstrate communication in the Online Live environment, which you all did splendidly. And then being able to see the core features of the Online Live environment. And you've taken part in each of those as well. So at this point, does anybody have any questions? If you have a question, raise your hand, and if you're happy, then give me a green tick. That's lovely. No questions. Thank you very much. Well, we'll end the recording here, and thank you very much for watching.